Welcome back, everyone. Sorry about the little delay there. I thought I was streaming a little bit later, but had it set up earlier. So let's get into it. Yes, bullish signal question mark, right? Is this going to be a possibility? Well, I'm going to show you guys something very important on the charts, exactly what we need to find out right now. So before you guys get too bullish, we have to go over what has happened around the resistance levels from where we are at right now with Bitcoin. Well, we seem to have tested this 40K zone, and we are going to be making a higher high. And higher highs mean hooray, right? Yeah, we're going upwards on the daily charts. But there's something that could happen when we do have higher highs, when we're in a downtrend, that needs to be taken into consideration. Not only that, but the long squeeze. Yes, not the short squeeze, the long squeeze. I'll get into that in a second. But I'm also going to be covering exactly what happened at this resistance level right now. I will be giving you guys some buy-ins, but you have to understand that at this resistance level that we had here, we tested it around, let's say, 41,800, which will probably test this at some point. If not, we could break down from where we're currently at right now. But we had a large breakdown at this stage, right? We went down around 31%. We went all the way down to around 28K from this same resistance. And that could be a possibility on what's going to happen right now. Not going to say that's definite, but we need to go into what could happen and plan for really anything, right? You guys need to have a game plan, right? Things could go bearish, they could go bullish, but we're going to prepare for both, have some stop losses, have some orders in for both to make sure that, everything's going to be all right. But let's get into what's happened every time we've had a higher high, right? So you guys see higher low, lower high, right? Lower high means this high right here is lower than this one, right? So they keep on getting lower and lower and lower. It's like you're in a downtrend, right? You see the lowers, right? This would be a lower high. This would be a lower high. But we're going to see a higher high here. And I'm going to show you guys what has happened in the past when we're in this sort of downtrend from a bull market and we get a higher high. All right, so I know you guys might think this is crazy. Oh, you're going into the past. Why are you doing this? But guys, this is how the whales farmed liquidity back when we had these market crashes, right? This is how people got liquidity. They would push the market up, they'd get everyone bullish, and they would have this higher high, and then they would drive the market down, right? Then they would have this higher high again, they would drive the market down, right? Then they would have this higher high again, drive the market down, right? We've seen this actually happen quite a few times. In crypto, you guys could look at the past bull markets, is when we have a higher high on this trend, we normally get a fake out, right? You guys see it right here. We had two higher highs and then boom, fake out, another higher high, boom, fake out, higher high, down, right? Higher high, down. You guys have to understand we're still in a downtrend, right? Even though we have a higher high doesn't mean that we're set out of the gate that we're going to be extremely bullish. Most of the time when we have a higher high, we go bearish in a downtrend because we're still in a downtrend. We still have broken this trend from up here. Just going to take that into consideration, right? And I do see us having some bullishness once we do, if we do break down, of course, because we're going to bounce as we always do. But we do have some major resistance levels to get through. If we push through these levels, without in the next few days without any struggle or worry, I do see us being able to maybe break some higher highs. Maybe we will go to this 45, 46K area, but then we have some more resistance up here that would be an easy breakdown level. We'll just have to see how far they want to push it up, but that's my bullish plan, right? My bullish plan is I'm probably going to see if we retest this level again. We'll be doing this on a shorter chart. I'll go back to the daily charts, but I'll see if we're going to retest this zone again, and if we break through, I'm going to wait for the retest on the downside, probably put in some buy orders. We'll go over some altcoins that I am looking at acquiring. If we do have this happen, going to be buying the altcoins that will go up the most in percentage off of analytics, like you always should. But that's my game plan, setting my stop loss at this resistance level after it bounce off of it, getting that sniper entry, and being able to do this throughout these little ranges. Moving up my stop loss take profit as well will be around 5% below on most of these, just trying to gain a quick 5 to 10%. We had a lot of altcoins that have had some run up today, but we'll get into that later. Let's stay on task. Okay, so when we have this higher high, right, we've seen in the past that what happens is these whales, they'll push the price down, right? Everyone's so bearish. Everyone's so bearish. Boom, we have this push up. Everyone gets bullish. They bring it back down. Boom, they pull it back up. Everyone's extremely, extremely bullish again. I'm just going to go into the past so you guys can understand this, right? I believe I dragged this up here, right? So we dropped 30% on May 19th. Just saying that, guys. May 19th, guys, look at this candlestick that we had. Yes, 30%. Yes, there was some bad news. Bad news can spring again. And especially when there's a lot of longs out there, there's more longs than there are shorts. I know a lot of people are saying short squeeze, but why would you squeeze shorts when there's more longs? I guess you could squeeze the shorts and then squeeze the longs after, but we'll have to see if that happens. There's just more liquidity, more money for people to make if they liquidate the longs. So maybe they will make these longs larger and larger and then liquidate them, but they're going to do it at some point. I can guarantee you that. But so we see this higher low, right? What did we have happen, right? From this date right here, guys, what did we have? We had a 32% push with Bitcoin in around 3 days. We had a 32% push. What did we see from this lower high right here? We saw around a 32% push in 7 days, 6 days actually. So this is around the same support level, by the way. This is around the same support level. Let's put that support level in there. So we're just kind of seeing this happen again, right? I do think that we might be able to come down to this 35K level. This could be the next order block. Maybe we'll have a higher low than what we had from there because this came all the way down to around 33. I do see us possibly gravitating towards this level as we're kind of having the same movement as we did here, right? The same sort of movement, the same percentages. And I do see this having the ability to repeat itself. And that's only due to the fact of exactly where that resistance line is. When this hit this resistance line, it broke down. If we see Bitcoin break down off this resistance, probably we'll have a large push down. We are looking though for some other entry orders as well, right? Possibly, right? You see this downtrend right here. We could be bouncing off this 37K, but I would rather wait for some sort of retest off of this, which is going to possibly happen. We'll have to see. Let me make this line a little bit better. Do one right there as well. Let me delete that. Oops, because we broke out of this area right here, right? So we broke off of this line and we saw that large movement upwards. Normally what happens is you will retest this and then break out again to confirm a breakout. But there is still a possibility that if we do have this breakout or if we do have this retest, we can fall through to this 35K zone. And I want to let you guys know that set your stop losses and you will avoid a lot of hurt and pain if you guys are going to be buying at these levels. You don't want to be buying on these green days. Never buy when we're this much up on a green day. You guys buy when we break trend resistance. And we see some change in the markets, not when we're up 10% on Bitcoin. Would not advise you guys to be buying. I would be advising you guys to set your stop losses and taking your profits. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you guys are new. But yes, what we see right now is a possible retracement downwards due to this higher high being formed. I do see this as a possibility. But that still does not change the fact that we had some bullish momentum. It's great to see some bullish momentum, but at the same time, let's pull up this chart one more time quickly. I showed it last night, but want to make sure that you guys understand that when we had this much longs in the market, guys, right, we had this large push downwards. We have yet to see that with all of these longs that are in the markets. So we're due for a push down, a liquidation on these longs. We've been due for quite a while, and I do see this happening at some point. Could be at 42K, could be at 44K, but it's building and building up. They're going to liquidate the longs. They always do this, so make sure to understand that it's going to happen at some points. Would rather be on the right side of it, right? Would rather prepare for if that does happen rather than just ignore the blatant obvious fact that we do have a serious problem with how many longs are in the market right now. It's a serious problem, guys, and it can really change how things are going. It will at some point. So here's my volatile list, right? I'll take off AMC. But these are the coins that are extremely volatile right now that once we do have this retracement downwards, you guys need to make sure, or if we have that breakout and then we retest that 41K zone, I would probably be looking at buying some of these coins right here. First one is going to be none other than Matic, right? Matic is a great buy only due to the fact of when Bitcoin was at the same price it was, guys, on May 26th, right? On May 26th, Matic was at $2.30, right? If we see a retracement down to Matic, it would probably be around 140 to 130. Would be some current support levels. That would be some good entry levels on Matic with a stop loss, of course, of around, you guys have to do TA on stop loss, but we'll have to see. I would say a stop loss on this 133 level around 129. This will be your stop loss. I'm going to put them in yellow for you guys. But when we saw BTC at the same price as it was, Matic was 60-70% what the price is right now. If we see these moon boys come into effect, I do see them pumping up Matic, especially on the next dip, right? Especially on the next dip. So let me put this around this 133 level, putting it below the wick so we do not get wicked out, guys. You do not want to be putting your stop loss where these whales will wick and try to get you out of it, right? So we're putting a stop loss there, and I would put another one around this area right here. So move that up a little bit. So these would be two buying orders, and I'd be looking for around anywhere above 10 to 15%, not trying to get too greedy with it. If you're just making a few percent a day, you're doing amazing, right? It's not about making 100% in one day. It's about being consistent, right? We've learned that. We went through that. Next altcoin that's going to be great to buy on some sort of retracement, because we see, right, with Matic, that, guys, look at Matic is 50, 60, 70% what it was, is going to be Rune. There's more shorts than longs on the daily, but not on the weekly. On the weekly, there's way more longs, and that's what these sites that show you if there's shorts or longs, they don't put the weekly on there. They don't want you to know how many shorts or longs are on the weekly. They just want you guys to look at the daily so that you don't see it coming, right? All right, so we have some sort of resistance with Rune right there, but let me take off this indicator, and this is not for Rune, right? That's for BTC. Ignore that. But what do we see for Rune right now? Let me take out these indicators real quick. Well, Rune is extremely undervalued from when it was on May 26th. We see around a 60 to 70% level from where it is right now. I do see some great buying levels, right? Around, let me turn this to green, right? Around this $7.86 zone would be a great order to place in on Rune, and also around the $7.20 zone. And you guys will be setting your stop losses on these orders around this level right here, around 6, I would say 6,517 would be a great area to put that at. But I do see Rune having the ability, as you've seen, a lot of these DEXs recently have pumped up. Why are these DEXs pumping up right now? What's the main cause of DEXs? Decentralized exchanges. If you're unfamiliar with that, these are the exchanges that are trading these coins and making profits off of you trading. You place your orders through them. But a lot of people are trading right now. A lot of retail investors are placing orders in like no tomorrow and using these exchanges. They should be going up in price when we're in a market with somewhat high volatility, as we've been seeing now. You're going to see these DEXs volatility in price increase quite a lot, right? So I do see possible, I would say, aim for around 10 to 20% on Rune. But we could get even higher prices than that depending on how violent this uptrend is going to be if we do bounce off that trend when we're coming to the downside. Mondays are very important. They kind of set the tone for the rest of the week on how it's going to unfold. But most times, you guys might think this is absolutely crazy and absurd. We see the opposite happen, right? Monday is the day where there will be a fake out, right? We'll have a bullish Monday and the rest of the week will be bearish. It happens quite often where there'll be an opposite because everyone's excited to go trade on Monday. Everyone's excited to go see what the market's doing, and they will be placing their buy orders or whatever Monday, Tuesday, and the rest of the week will end up being bearish because too much liquidity on that side, and that's what happens a lot of the time in crypto. You guys can look into the past and verify that. What do we see with Bake, right? Bake has great volatility, but I see this dropping. And I do see a large percent being able to be acquired from Bake, around probably 10 to 15%. I would aim for on Bake around these levels. Let me put the buying orders in. I'm going to move these around, get a little deeper look. These are just rough estimates. You guys want to be buying at these support levels, but when Bitcoin is causing these coins to be extremely, extremely undervalued, yes, these altcoins are running out of gas, but at the same time, they're probably going to still pump up 10, 15%, right? Probably will see that happen. I would say around this $2.90 is a great zone to buy. And then again here around this $2.80. BTC is dumping. All right, we'll look into that in a second. I know, I see it. But yeah, we really need to make sure to, it's not dumping, but we really need to make sure to understand that Bake has a lot of volatility on these dips, right? We've seen this go up 200%. But the volatility is not there anymore, guys. Look at, we dip, we don't come up as hard. And that's because altcoin season is not in full session anymore, right? Altcoin season is not in full session. We're just seeing these slight 10, 20% pumps. Still a lot of gains to be made, but you got to be careful. You can't be aiming for the moon boy status, right? We had a few moon boys statuses the last couple of dips, but we can't moon boy anymore. We understand that these altcoins are not as volatile as they once were. Not enough liquidity to really pump them up to these all-time highs. Not enough confidence in the markets. People are still a little shooken up, but I do still see Bake as an easy or as a good 10 to 15%. None of this is easy, guys. You guys really have to put in the work if you wanna succeed. But make sure to set your stop losses, right? We're gonna set them below this wick right here. We do not want to get wicked out. And we want to make sure that if we do get a large wick downwards, right, as these whales will try and liquidate your trades, we have a stop loss set below their wick because we've seen them try and do that in the past. So yeah, that's Bake right there. I also see possibly VeChain. I was looking at this one. I think I have it on this chart for that exact reason. How much did it pump? 17%. What's it? May 26th. Let me see. Around 40%. Now we'll skip that one. We're looking for the most volatile altcoins. Engine Coin. Engine Coin could be good right here. May 26th. I know that was because of some other way of pumping. Here, let me put some Engine Coin on here. I am currently trading Engine Coin. I have been today. That's because it has a lot of volatility, guys. It has a lot of volatility. All right, so trades are going to be always put them below these wicks. You guys do not want to see these wicks come into play. I know my title's bearish, but I'm giving you guys both scenarios. I'm giving you what the people want. You guys want both scenarios, but you want to know what? We from a technical analysis standpoint, if you guys are looking at a certain time frame and you guys have a certain technical analysis perspective, we are looking extremely bullish. But from another perspective, we're looking extremely bearish. And what you have to do is you have to take both of those perspectives into play. And you have to be able to make educated decisions off of them. You have to have a game plan so you know if we go up, we're probably going to break out at this level. And if we go down, we're probably going to break down at this level. And I don't have any trades in because I'm going to wait for one of these levels to prevail. And that's how you guys have to be able to play this game that we're in right now. And that's how you have to be able to be consistent in trading, right? You guys can't just be trading in the middle of a range or during the top of a pump. We need to see a strong indicator that we're going to the downside or a strong indicator like a trend line or a trend resistance breaking over a long period of time. But that's Engine for you guys. Could see around a 10% to 15% with Engine. As you guys can see, pumps are getting smaller. Look at this. They've gotten smaller. Next one will probably be from here. Probably around here, right? I'm actually going to move this down just in case a little bit more. Move this buy order down just a tad bit, right? Probably see just a smaller pump, right? Whoops. A smaller pump, maybe around 10 to 15%, maybe even less than that. With Engine, just because you guys see smaller, right? Or larger. They just keep on getting smaller, and smaller. These pullbacks to the upside. OGN as well is looking like a great altcoin to buy. Only going to be giving you guys these 4. Why am I giving you 4? You guys don't need that much to worry about, okay? I'm not going to be unloading a bunch of them onto you. But I do see OGN. Look at guys, look at this price on May 26th, right? A lot higher than it was. What did we see with OGN today? Around a 20% pump. I do see it coming down to lower levels if we do have this dip because it hasn't really broken out too much, right? I do see these levels as possible buying levels or buying entries for OGN. Yes, they're lower than what this support line is, but I do see it pulling back down there. And that's because not too much support for it. Guys, look how much OGN is down, right? Look how much this altcoin's down, right? Around 80%, guys. We had around 85% OGNs down from all-time highs. That's crazy, right? The pumps are not going to be as large, and it's just going to keep on going in some sort of downtrend with some pumps in between. Do want to catch that one, see that one as a pretty volatile coin. But let's get back into BTC. BTC's dipping a little bit. What? No way. How could it dip, right? Well, we have tested this top right here. Very, very strong resistance right here. If we retest it, right, we might break out. But my guess is we're a little bit too we're a little bit too bullish right now with the volatile movement that we've had. As you guys can see, when we do pump up this much, there's going to be some retracements, right? There's going to be some retracements to the downside. Only an idiot would think we could go up forever, or only someone who's been in crypto for, however long thinks it just goes straight up. We know that there's going to be some downside, right? We haven't had downside in some time, right? We're going to have some downside. We're going to break through some of these levels. I do see this as a strong support level, but we might be able to get past this candle right here and retrace this large candle that we see right here. Let's measure how much this candle is, right? So around 1%, 1.6%. If we break through this level, we're probably going to have some slower momentum in this level because we have slower momentum here. And if we break through that level, right, we're going to have a large, sharp downwards momentum there. You will see the same sorts of momentum that we see on the upside come on the downside, right? It's how head and shoulders patterns get formed. This is how people trade. And that's something to know, right? So I do see some little consolidation if we break through there. And then if we break through this 38,760 level, we'll probably have a sharp bounce or sharp turn down. And guys, look at what we have right here. We have a large pump right here. This can be gone very, very quickly. Most of these candlesticks, what do they consist of? They consist of longs. They consist of leverage, and leverage can easily go away. So we just have to play this very, very carefully, right? Tight stop losses. It's going to be extremely volatile the next couple of weeks with all of this over leveraged market. It's going to be a fun time for me, and I can guarantee you I will make it a fun time for you. But we are going to see some sort of retracement downwards. We could bounce off this support level if we break down through. We still could break through this. Why is that? Because we have this consolidation here. Not really too much violence on this side. But if we break through this level, we will see probably a retest, and then we'll break down through this red line right here, which is where you guys might want to look at putting in some buy orders with a short stop loss around this level right here at 37,125, because if we break through this 37,125, we're going to have a sharp turn downwards most likely. We're just trying to look at it from an analytical perspective at the best we can. But yeah, that's basically it for Bitcoin. That's what I see happening. And it's at the moment, it's extremely volatile. But guys, Sunday was crazy, right? Sunday was crazy. All right, so we also are going to be able to see some of these coins not really reach the same levels. We talked about that. A lot of these coins are a little bit overvalued, and it sucks to know that we are kind of done with altcoin season, and there's still going to be gains to be made. I can just guarantee you that altcoin season we're not even going to say the word altcoin season because there's so many different opinions on what it is. I've been in crypto quite a while, and altcoin season is when these altcoins will go up hundreds and hundreds of percents. And we've seen that happen already. These altcoins are on this downtrend right now. But I do see, guys, possibly we have some sort of downtrend, right? We go here, and then we bounce out, possibly. But I do see some money maybe shifting over to the altcoins, and then we'll break out through Bitcoin. Maybe do this once more. We'll have to see. But as of right now, we kind of have been on this downtrend. This got broke, and then boom, we went up to Bitcoin dominance, meaning altcoins weren't getting pumped up as much. But we could possibly be in a downtrend. We'll have to see about this. I'll keep my eye on it, but I don't think it'll hold for too long. If we do have some sort of downtrends, right, we probably will break out of this violently. Because we've already tested it once, twice, and it's probably going to break out of it maybe the second time. But who knows, guys? Just something to be optimistic about on the bull side of things, right? Maybe we are going into a downtrend here. We do have some resistance around this 46 level, but guys, these altcoins have been slowly bleeding out, and that's the reality of it. What do you do when you sold everything like a week ago? Well, you're waiting to get in at an educated spot. You're not, you want to make sure that you're going into a trade where you are going into the market with a plan. And if you guys are not going into the market with a plan, if you guys are buying at the tops of these ranges, right? Look at, right now we're at the top of this range. This is the top. This is the top of this range, right? You guys see how this is the top right here? This is the bottom, right? If you guys are going to be buying, you want to be buying at the bottom of these ranges, right? Or buying at the or shorting at the tops, whatever it might be. You guys want to be buying down here and down here of these long-term ranges on the daily chart. You guys can do this on any single chart. You're just trying to find the resistances, two supports, and trade throughout the range. You buy here, you sell here, right? So you buy here. Oh, you don't sell to here because this range isn't too much, but you could be doing it from this line as well. You buy here, you sell here, you buy here, you sell here, right? Trading out of ranges. You guys don't want to be entering a trade unless you're going to be shorting, unless we break out and we start some sort of new range, which would be something that looks like this up here, right? So we would just be moving that line up here, and we would be deleting this line down here, and this would possibly be the new range that would be entering. But since we tested this resistance, we're not in that range just yet. No confirmation of it. We will have to see. But make sure to understand, you guys don't want to be trading in the middle of a range. That's how you guys are going to take losses, because you're going to be coming into the market at a bad time, right? You guys don't need to be doing 50 trades a day. Doing 2 or 3 trades a week is all you need to do, right? Imagine if you guys just found these ranges and you traded these ranges, kind of like what we did on this channel. And we did this on the shorter time frames though, but we will be getting into how to do these on the longer time frames. But doing these on the longer time frames is a very, very successful key to just making consistent gains and to not really be at risk for hodling too much. You don't need to be doing this as much as some of you guys think when you're trading, right? You just need to understand the fundamentals, understand market structure, understand what are ranges, and trade throughout them with risk mitigation. Risk mitigation is the biggest part to investing. If you guys do not have any sort of risk mitigation set up, you're at a disadvantage and you're not going to be a successful investor. I can promise you that. Statistically, you won't be a successful investor. Some of you guys can get lucky though, right? But you'd rather be statistically, at fault for being successful, right? All right, so how do you know the ranges? You look for support and resistance lines, right? That's what you're really looking for these ranges. Where does this keep bouncing off of, right? That's the resistance. It can't break through it. That's the resistance, and you're trying to find 2 resistance levels and 2 support levels. It normally works better on the 8-hour time frame, but I would say finding these levels is very, very important for most of you guys to try and practice. You guys don't need to practice with real money. Practice with fake money, or just practice just by simply doing TA for maybe even 10 minutes, 20 minutes a day, trying to find ranges on these longer time frames. You guys can click this replay button as well, and you guys could be replaying exactly what's happening in the market and try and guess it, right? You click the play button, you're going to see what's going to happen and unfold. You guys can do that as well on TradingView. You're just clicking this little replay button and really back test what you're trying to do. Very important. All right, so yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream there. We'll see if Bitcoin will bounce off of this support right here. If we break through this support, we have had 3 touches on this support right here. So this could be a level where we possibly can bounce out of. But we'll have to see, because if we start to build a top right here, it doesn't look too good when we build a top right there. Guys, look at what we've had happen in the past around the same sort of levels, right? We haven't really had too much of success once we start forming a red candle up there, but maybe today is different. Hopium for you guys. But I think that we're probably going to have a little bit of a retracement. Maybe we'll bounce around in this level once, twice, and then break down fully. But yes, there's always the possibility. I know you guys want to say, what happens if we go to the upside, right? We'll go into the upside. I'm not trying to make fun of any of you guys. Yes, we need to figure out what happens to the upside. Probably going to test this and then break out of this level, and then test this level and then break out of this level. Probably going to end up somewhere in this 44K range to this 43K range. There's a lot of supports, or a lot of resistance there. It would be very hard for Bitcoin to break out, especially when we have this long squeeze going on. And yes, there's more longs than there are shorts out there. You guys are looking at the 24-hour time frame when you're saying, no, there's more shorts out there. Trust me, George is right. George is right. We love you, George, but come on, man, look at the weekly on it. Not a lot of people know how to look at the weekly on the shorts and the longs, but very important to understand that these longs are building up, right? These longs are here, and these shorts are like right here. I would say a little bit less than that. These shorts are like right here, right? So this means market goes down, right? Market goes up. But if these get eliminated, right, market goes really down, market goes like really like this far up, right? So this is what we're really looking at right now is the longs are super, super high. If we do see that crash happen, kind of like what we did see around here, probably we'll see it happen again right here. Just a thought of consideration on the long-term perspective. It's a different light. I know you guys haven't heard of this long squeeze, so I'm just trying to give you guys a different opinion. Yes, we can go up to the upside, but it's not too familiar that this market has this much leverage on these longs. Okay, I'll look at XRP before I go. Look at XRP. XRP right now, let's see what it was on May 26th, right? What was it on May 26th? Well, we see around, what was this, 20, 30%, 20%, 20% on the May 26th, which was the same price kind of where Bitcoin was at. Would I buy it? No, I would not buy XRP, but I would advise you guys to probably set your stop loss on XRP, and let's look at what the trend is currently showing us. Kind of in some sort of descending triangle right now, or some sort of wedge is forming, and we want to see this break out to the upside. But if this does not break out to the upside, probably going to break out to the downside. Maybe we'll make some lower lows on this wedge. Maybe we will hit around 74 cents. As you guys can see, XRP is kind of dying out right now as we've been in this downtrend for quite some time. Let me make it a little bit more accurate. All right, so this is the downtrends. We've been in this downtrend ever since this pump for quite some time. When we do break out of it, we will have a violent push to the upside. I can guarantee you that. Not probably too violent because we have been in a downtrend for so long and these altcoins are kind of running out of gas. But we'll have a larger push to the upside than per usual, right? So we kind of already did have that trend resistance break. Didn't have too much of a push right there. You'd be looking at this trend resistance from a different light. So yeah, little push off the trend resistance. Let's see how much that it was. Around 10%, but we haven't seen 10% push off this trend resistance ever. So that could be XRP's large push, right? We broke this trend, big candlestick, boom. But yeah, all these altcoins are going to correlate with Bitcoin, by the way. So you have to take that into consideration, right? And Bitcoin is outperforming XRP right now. So that's not a good sign to have your altcoin be outperformed by Bitcoin. Yeah, not too bullish on XRP, but good luck, man. And I really do wish you the best. But I would say you want to be into some coins that are really going to give you the maximum return, trade out of the ranges on XRP, and make sure that you have some sort of strategy in place, right? Some sort of strategy that's going to be in place for XRP. You want to have your entry order. You want to have, when are you buying this? Your entry order. You want to have your stop loss. If it dips below this level, I'm stopping out, and you want to have your take profit in based off a TA. And you're just doing this based off of resistance and support lines and these wicks for the stop losses, right? You want to be selling at a major resistance level or a little bit below it, and you want to be putting your stop losses below a support level, a major support level, because if it breaks down through the support level, it's probably going to go down a lot, and you have your stop loss there and it went down there, right? Let's say you had that, and you want to be setting your take profits a little bit over a major support because it might be hard for this to break, right? Say it can't break that, it breaks down. That's why you're doing that, and you're trading out of these ranges. All right, so that's going to be the end, and we are going to wrap this up here. So have a great day.